Hello everybody, I'm Thomas and welcome to the 7th video of this series in which I will be playing through the Hadrian's Wall solo campaign. Today, I will be playing through Fort number 4, Vindabala. Its description, it reads, the name Vindabala is translated as White Peak or White Walls. During its time, Vindabala was demolished and completely rebuilt multiple times. The fort rules, so the granary, the hotel, the workshop, the road, and all the buildings on the right sheet require one additional stone to be built. Excludes the diplomats because they're not buildings. The fort goal, the thing I have to do, is get 65 plus victory points. And the optional challenge is to score 20 victory points at the end in 2 of the attribute tracks over here. If I do that, I get an extra builder and stone for the next fort. I didn't get the additional challenge last fort, so I don't get any additional starting things. So with that out of the way, let's just hop right into it. Year number 1, let's see what kind of resources I'm gonna be gaining here. Sweet. Decent spread of resources, so I'm not gonna complain about that. So now let me shuffle these real quick. I gave a little bit of a shuffle earlier and draw 2 and see what my options are for this year. So I can either have Aristocrat, which is my final disdain, or Defender for completed wall sections. I gotta remember whichever one I don't take, I'll get the resources for either one. So if I were to take Disdain, I would get more resources. And I think the wall, that takes stone, which right now is gonna be, I guess, a hard thing to have for this game. It's gonna be in high supply, or high demand, hopefully high supply. So yeah, I think I'll take the Final Disdain so I can get some extra stone. And plus, the Final Disdain is usually something I'm gunning for anyway if I want to not have a lot of negative points at the end of the game. So I'll slide that in there. This goes off to the side. That gives me an extra builder and stone. I also need to reveal 2 rival cards over here. Actually, I guess I'll move that a little bit out of the way so you can actually see both of those. And also so I don't forget about them. Because I don't do the market too much. I feel like I need to be better about that. And also the scouting stuff down here, I sometimes don't do. And I think those are probably pretty useful, so I should focus more on those. So that's all done. The only other thing I need to do is grab a stone for my starting resource production. And we're on to year 1. So as you might have noticed, I just did something real quick. And I went ahead with a blue marker and kind of circled everything here that is adjusted by that extra stone, just so I remember, and hopefully I won't mess that up. So first things first, I always want to build out the fort at least a little bit. First year goals, I'd like to get resource production up because that seems very essential, and I'd like to get a small hotel built. I think small hotels are great, and having one early on would be even better. So yeah, I definitely want to get stuff that benefits me earlier on. The workshops would be not bad to have. The gardens, I think, are better a bit earlier on. The precincts up here, I do like the precincts. I need to keep an eye on my wall guard and wall because I need to make sure my Final Disdain is not too out of hand. So I'll always spend 1 stone to build out the wall a little bit and get me a civilian. And I will go ahead spend a soldier on the wall guard to get the first garrison spot filled in. Right now, the last card was center, so I guess I'll not do that, so I'll just go left. So filling in one of my cohorts. I think I called it a garrison again. I don't know why I don't even think there's a garrison in this game. I feel like I always call the cohorts the garrison for some reason. I don't know. The cohorts filled in 1 spot, filled it in on the left. I'm trying to think of what I want to do. I'm kind of debating. So I have the 2 servants I need to do something with. I think I'm just going to send them both to do some mining and foresting. And that will get me at least a resource production along with another stone. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do, I've been thinking on this for a second here. I'm going to spend my soldier in the fort to build that out a little bit. Spend a builder on the fort to get my infrastructure level to level 2, which then means I can build my small hotel. I just need to spend one of my civilians over here on the priest track to get me a servant. And then with that, I can spend, since I'm level 2 over here, I can spend the builder, the servant, 2 resources because of the fort's additional rules, and build a small hotel, which gets me a civilian back, and that'll be nice. A year 1 hotel should help out a decent amount. I kind of want to. I'm debating. No, I don't have a lot of good options here. I just want to maybe go down this track a bit to get some more stone, and then the trader's track. I got lots of options. If I get another builder, I can get another civilian. Oh, that seems dumb not to do, right? Is to like, it seems dumb not to take the civilian, go down this track to get a builder, right? And then use that builder on the fort to get a civilian back, right? Because I ended up where I started, but now I'm a little bit further down on the fort. So seems like a good move. Yeah, I'll spend a civilian to go down this patrician's track down here. That'll get me a resource. And then I will go ahead and spend both of these resources on the wall. And that'll get me another civilian. Now, what to do with both of these? I mean, I could just put it down these tracks. I can get a builder and a servant, and then I could go down the fort a little bit more, do a bit more mining and foresting. Wouldn't really get me anything, but I could double them up and get another soldier. That wouldn't get me much. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Not the soldier, but what I said initially. I'm gonna put 1 into traders and 1 into performers. So I have a servant and a builder, which I'll spend the builder on the fort. So I'm now level 3. And the servant, I will just send them out to do some mining and foresting. And that'll be that for year 1. There's gonna be 1 picked attacking, but not feeling too confident because I only have the left cohort filled in. I feel like normally for year 1, I have more than that, so we'll see. I mean, luckily, the only thing I need to worry about is victory points, really. So, I mean, it'd be good if I can get these attribute tracks going, which so far I have not gotten a single point in any of them, which is concerning, but that was only the first year, so maybe things will get better. Let's see. 1 picked attacking, please attack left. And it was center. Okay. So I'm going to be taking a disdain. Fun times. That means I don't get the valor. And we're just going to be on to year 2. So get rid of those cards over there. And this card over here. Let's see what new resources I get for year 2. So there we go. I got my stuff. Put this. That was another center card. I'm trying to keep track off camera about the discarded cards here, about what if they're coming out left, right, or center. So I did that. Now it's for my cards I need to draw. I have either completed wall guard section or completed cohorts. Wall guard section, that's gonna take, I'll just take some soldiers. Complete cohorts, that'll take a lot. That's a pretty tough one. That's tougher, I know that's tougher to get than the wall guard. So I'll put that off to the side, take the wall guard. I'm gonna make sure to grab my resources here. So that's just a soldier I get extra. And then I need to deal out 2 new rival cards. And then finally, I get stuff from my board. So I get 2 resources from my resource production. And then what else? I get a civilian for my hotel. And I think that's it. Yeah. So yeah, on to year 2. So first things first, I think I want to go ahead and at least spend that resource on that wall section that I couldn't complete last time, just to build out the cohort up top a bit more. So I get a renown for that, and I'm going to fill in the right cohort So far, all 3 cards I've drawn for this game have been center, so it's hopefully going to, or ideally it'll be left or right. It would be nice to build the workshop, but 3 resources, it takes 4 actually. It's just not something I even have remotely close to right now. So I think I was going to have to wait, unfortunately. There's really I have no other good way of getting resources. This is bad. Like there's no, I'm not close on any of these tracks to getting anything. What else produces resources? The theater? No, that takes resources. How else can I get resources? Is it just, I guess scouting. I could do some scouting. I always forget about scouting. Yeah, the card I drew over here isn't great for scouting. I don't know what the best option here. I think I need to focus more on this stuff. Year 2 is, I need to build out the medium greenery. If not this year, then next year. So maybe should I build like the medium greenery in a precinct? This might be a mistake, but I'm gonna go ahead and go for it. So I'm gonna spend 2 civilians to go down the trader's track. And that will get me a builder. Then now that I'm level 3, I can spend a civilian, a servant, and a resource because it's a building. And yeah, build a small precinct. And that gets me some piety, it gets me a resource production, and at least gets me my resource back. So I can use it for something else maybe, who knows. So I'm not really sure what the best plan is here, so I'm gonna spend 2 builders to at least max out the fort. And that'll get me a civilian and some discipline down here. I think for these 2 tracks, I'm probably gonna focus on Renown and Piety as like the 2 I'll try to get past 20 so I can get the optional challenge reward, but we'll see. I mean, I haven't been doing that too much, but if I start going down the priest track, if I really want to get the small gardens maybe next year. I don't think I can do that this year, but hopefully soon. So at this point, I do have enough to build out the medium greenery, and I think I will, because I need to do it at some point. It's year 2. I just need to do it. So builder, servant, and 2 resources, and I got myself a medium granary. So that's nice. I'm gonna spend my 2 soldiers probably definitely going out to the wall guard. So that'll get me a bit of discipline. And what was the next one? Oh, that one, and I can fill in a cohort. It would make sense for me to do center because I don't have any there, but all 3 cards have been center. I mean, this is a big deck, so 3 cards being center is like a pretty small difference. But there should be 2 attacking, and they could go left and right, or left and left, or right and right, or they could both be center. I shuffled these. Maybe I'll shuffle a little bit more, but like these are pretty shuffled. This is still a pretty thick deck, so who knows? I think I'll go left. I'm gonna leave center wide open. If they hit me, they hit me. With that, I just have 1 civilian left, and I'm gonna put them down the priest track. It won't get me anything, but like I said, I'd like to focus on piety and renown, and the priest track is definitely what's gonna help me with piety. So yeah, with that out of the way, end of year 2, 2 picks are gonna be attacking. Let's see if any of them hit center. I hope not. I feel like an idiot. We got right and center. Oh man, feels bad. All right. Well, that's how it goes sometimes, I guess. So lots have been center. Not a single card has been left yet, but whatever. Get those out of here. Get this out of here. And we are on our way to year 3. It's a pretty good spread of resources. I'm pretty happy with that. What's next? I need to get my fake cards. So I have either completed citizen tracks or constructed landmarks. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think I'm going to go with citizen tracks for a couple of reasons. I mean, it takes resources to build landmarks, and that's already tough. Even if I get those 2 that I'm going to be shooting for above 15, it's probably gonna be pretty late. And if I take this, I get some more resources. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Put this as my year 3 quest card up here. Oh man, I've ruined the little board thingy. Okay, so that's done. That's over here. This gives me an extra 2 resources. And then finally, I get stuff from my board. So I get 3 resources from my resource production. Pretty sweet. Got a nice supply of resources going on. And then just a civilian from my hotel. I really want to get a workshop going, but I really don't think this game is going to be a workshop type of game. But yeah, with that out of the way, we're on tier 3. Okay, so I'm going to do what I was talking about first. So I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 civilians on the priest track. That will get me a servant and some piety. Yeah, there we go. And now that I'm 4 here, I can spend a builder, a servant, and 2 resources to build the small gardens, which gets me some more piety, which gets, or not piety, it puts me up on the priest track. Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh, yeah, it does. Okay. Well, it also gets me piety, which also gets me another servant. Oh, I thought I messed up there. Okay, trader's track goes up 1, and performance track goes up 1. Sweet. I really like the small gardens, super handy. I've already taken 2 disdain, so I might need to build the baths at some point, which isn't ideal. What else did I want to try to build? I mean, I just need to build out the fort more. I got the granary, the medium granary, so I can at least build out into the middle section now. So I'll go ahead and spend at least 2 servants to do some mining and foresting. That'll get me another resource production and another resource. I'm gonna spend the soldier to go out on the wall guard because that is one of my quest cards, so I better be trying to keep up with that, I guess. I could send a builder out there. I have a lot of resources. Not that I don't know what to do with them, but I'm just trying to keep my options open, I guess. Not spend all of them in one place, but I'll go ahead and spend 3 of them now to build out the wall a bit. That'll get me a civilian, a whole lot of nothing, and then I can fill in a cohort. And yes, I'm going to fill in the center because clearly that was a mistake last time. So center is now protected a little bit. I just realized I never dealt out the new rival cards over here, so I'll do that real quick. Though I probably won't use them. Like I said, I'm not big on using the market or the scouting column. The scouting column is alright if I need it for something, and I have spare soldiers, but normally soldiers are kind of are hard to come by, so I don't like just spending them to do scouting. Not that it's not worth it, but I just normally the way I play, it doesn't tend to be. So, or maybe I'm just making a huge mistake, and that's why I lost whatever fort number 2 like 4 times. Yeah, I'm not sure what the best option here is. I'm really not, because I want to build the baths at some point. Can't really do that. The courthouse I also want to build soon, so I really think I want to just start going down this track, I guess. So like I'll spend a civilian to do that. It's nothing I don't think I can really build this turn, so I'll spend a builder to build out the fort, to grab another civilian, and the civilian I'll go ahead and spend on this track, which will get me a soldier. I'll spend the soldier immediately on the wall guard to get me some discipline, which gets me a builder back. Now that's interesting. I wasn't expecting that to happen. Because now I have exactly enough. I mean, exactly enough to build the baths if I wanted to. I have the right level. I have 2 servants, a builder, and 3 resources because I need that extra. Do I do it? What are my other options? I also could build... No, I can't build the large gardens yet. I have the resources too, but not the required level. The other thing I'm eyeballing is the medium precinct, not high enough level on the trader's track. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna do it, because what else would I be doing? I think if I didn't build the baths now, I would spend the resources on the Sippy and get another garrison. I called it a garrison again, another cohort filled in. I have the 2 servants. I'd probably just send them out mining and foresting, and then the builder get me a bit farther in the medium granary. So the main thing I would get is a cohort. Well, this would fill in some disdain. I wouldn't be able to fill in any disdain. I'd get a renown, which wouldn't do me much good. Yeah, maybe I'll focus more on discipline than piety down here, because that seems like it's going to be more in the lead, I guess. Oh, maybe I should build a small road. Oh, I could build a road right now. Or no, I couldn't. I'm 1 level away. That's unfortunate. So, 2 servants, a builder, 3 resources. And the baths are built. Can't use them, but I'll get some renown for building them, which will be nice. And yeah, I'll use that to hopefully soak up those 2 disdain here at some point. But that's the end of year 3. So let's see, we have 4 picks attacking this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see how this ends up here. So we got center, left. There we go. That double left is coming to help me out now. And let's hope this is right. It is. We actually had a somewhat even spread, and it's exactly where my cohorts were. It worked out pretty well. So I'm not going to be taking any additional disdain. And that actually means I will be getting some valor for once. Is that 2 valor? So let me fill that in. And we'll be on our way. So, setting up for year 4. Taking a look at what I got so far. So I have my final disdain card, which I am doing pretty poorly with. I have 2 disdain, which would only give me 2 VP. I do have the baths built, so hopefully I can negate some of that. Got the Vanguard quest for completed wall sections. That's not doing so good, but hopefully I can put some more soldiers out there in the years to come. And then I have completed citizen tracks. I don't think, if I could at least get 1 VP, I'll be happy with that. But the odds of me getting 4 citizen tracks maxed out, I don't see it, but who knows? So on to year 4. Let's see what resources I'm getting. Cool. That was what, a left card? All right. I'm going to just go ahead and deal out the rival cards before I forget. And then we grab 2, oops, that's 3, 2 fake cards for myself. So I have filled temples, interesting, and large buildings. So filled temples, that's another thing I don't really do all too much, is the temples. Large buildings, there's a fair amount. There's the large granary, hotel, precinct, road. Oh, I should build a road. I should have did that last round. Oh, I couldn't. I was thinking about it and I couldn't. So I'm gonna go with large buildings. I don't like really either of those quests all too much. And then the filled temples quest, that will give me an extra 2 servants. Now I go to my board to see I got 4 resource production. So get those real quick. And I get a civilian for my hotel. And we're on to year 4. My main priorities for this year are gonna be maybe build a road and put some things into the bath and maybe build a courthouse, because the courthouse, this is the first year that if I build a courthouse after this, I'll start losing out on some of its potential, and it's pretty good. So I think first things first, I'm going to go ahead, well, I was gonna do something, I can't do that yet. Let me go ahead and spend a civilian first to go up this track and get a bit more discipline. Main reason for that, well, there's 2 reasons. One, so I can spend 2 resources to for the baths. Actually, I'll just spend 1 for now, just 1. What year is it? It's year 4, so I'll write that in there and fill in one of my disdains. So that's kind of taken care of a little bit. So what else do I need to focus on? I need to keep everything in mind. So the wall guard section, yeah, always send a soldier out onto the wall guard. Another cohort spot I can fill in. Let me go ahead and fill in the right one. So I'm gonna spend both civilians. This may be a bad idea. I feel like I say that a lot. Both on this track, and that'll get me a builder first off, and then some discipline, which right now is my leading track, my attribute track over there. I want to be level 6 so I can take full use of the courthouse, which I'm going to build right now. So 2 servants, a builder, 3 resources. Hefty cost, but I think it's worth it. So that gets me some renown. It gets me a civilian. I think I'm gonna need that civilian. Mainly because there's no way. I did want to try to maybe build the precinct as well. I don't think that's gonna happen. But if I could at least try to build a small road, I think I might be sitting in a pretty good spot. But first, the courthouse. So I maxed up my stuff so I can use it. So it is year 4, so I can use this column to get a servant. Which just, do I want to fully use the courthouse or not? I think I will. So I'll basically get an extra servant. And I'll use both of these abilities once. Because this one lets me swap out a builder for 2 servants, and then this lets me swap out a servant for a builder. So it ends up, as long as you have a builder to start, you can just add a servant. Because you're like swapping the builder for servants, then kind of swapping it back. It's kind of weird. Courthouse is weird. But it's pretty good, especially if you can take advantage of it every year for at least 3 years. Then yeah, it's pretty good. So boom, 3 servants to do some mining and foresting. That'll get me some more resource production along with a resource back. I'll spend them to go down the priest track just because I kind of want to try to build that large gardens. Maybe next round would be pretty nice. I'm like 1 level away down here. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna send this soldier out into the wall guard because I'd really like to try to get as much of that completed for my quest card up top, my path card. I have this builder, which I think I would just send to the fort to actually at least make me level 4. So if I wanted to build the road, now I actually could. I think my best course of action is to spend all 3 of my resources on the Sippy, because that will allow me to fill in part of my cohort. And I'm just going to go with center again, I guess, just so I have an even 2, 2, and 2. That would make me feel pretty good. And yeah, with that out of the way, we got 6 picks attacking. All right, let's see how this goes. So like I said, I'm at 2, 2, and 2. Feeling all right. Let's see. We got left. That's, you can actually see it there. We got center, center, left. So these just both need to be right, and I'll be all right. Okay, center, so not great, and left, so really not great. Yikes! I haven't been keeping up on my garrisons. I keep calling them garrisons. My cohort's too well. That's not good. The 2 new rival cards over here for the new year. Get rid of my card. Now let's grab resources first. So cool. Got my resources. Pretty nice spread of resources. Yeah, I need to grab my fate card. Seeing what I get. So I have Forager for resource production or Trainer for Gladiator strength. If you know me, you know I'm not the biggest fan of Gladiator. So I'm definitely going with resource production. Slide that there. Something like that, maybe. Sure. And with this, I get an extra servant and resource. All right. Then I also get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 resources. So got my 5 resources. Then I get a civilian from my hotel. And yeah, with that out of the way, we're on our way with year 5. The plan for this year, it's a good question. I'm not feeling too confident. I feel like I need to get more stuff going. I think building a small workshop or a road at this point seems not worth it, personally. So I want to build the the large gardens, I mean. So I think I'm just going to do first and then just kind of work from there. So civilian to spend on the priest track. And that gets me a servant. And then now that I am level 7 on the priest track, I can spend servant, a builder, and 3 resources, because I got to get that extra one in there, for the large gardens. So that'll get me lots of good stuff. Piety. Okay, hold on. I just realized this is a weird time to realize this. I just realized I didn't mark down my disdain I took. So I took what, 2 last round, and that means I still get a valor. So I should have started with an extra soldier. My bad. I just realized I didn't mark that down when I was down here marking my piety. So I got piety, go up to traders track 1, which gets me a resource. Go up to performers track 1, which gets me a servant. Go up the priest track, which gets me more piety, which gets me another servant. Jeez. What else? Go up this track, which gets me a soldier. And finally, this bottom track, which gets me nothing. Thank you, large gardens. Very handy, I think. I have lots of servants now. I don't have the large granary built yet. I couldn't even really build it if I wanted to, because I'm not to that infrastructure level, or I don't really have the builders to build it either. It's year 5, so I'm going to use the courthouse to get a servant, and then I'll go ahead and swap them out for a builder. So I'll spend the builder on the fort, and that'll get me a civilian. Spend the civilian on this track, which gets me some discipline, which gets me a builder back. Pretty nice little loop I got going on there. So I can spend that builder to get what I really wanted, which is to build out the fort a bit more and be at infrastructure level 5. And I needed that for reasons. No, for the large granary mainly. I think I got a good plan here. So I'm just going to send all 4 of my soldiers out onto the wall guard. And it's gonna do some really cool stuff, I think. So first I'll get some discipline. Then I get to fill in a cohort, which I'll fill in the right one, which gets me some more discipline. That was the first 2 soldiers. The 3rd and the 4th gets me more discipline, which gets me my builder that I needed. Very nice. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and just build the large granary. So builder, servant, and 3 resources. Just gotta get that extra one in there. And yeah, large granary built. Get some renown for building it. And I still have a lot of extra stuff left over, which is nice. Definitely gives me a lot of options. I mean, first, oh, okay, well, I'm dumb. Okay, so I'm gonna spend these 3 servants to do some mining and foresting. And yeah, I'm dumb because I was like focused on doing that, and I forgot it gives me also a resource besides bumping up my resource production. Okay, well, let me at least spend 1 on the baths to fill in some disdain. So now I'm down to only 2. Let's just see where this route takes me that I'm thinking about going. So I'm going to spend this civilian to go down this track, get a soldier, which I'll go ahead and just automatically place on the wall guard. That'll fill in a cohort. I'm gonna go with the left, fill in the left spot. So that's nice. And then I will use all 3 resources. Gosh, that seems excessive, but I'm gonna do it. All 3 resources on the wall. That'll get me some renown. It'll get me a civilian and then nothing. But then the civilian, yeah, send the civilian on the bottom track, which will get me some renown, and a civilian back, which I'll go ahead and spend on this bottom track, which gets me another resource. And then I'll spend this resource here. This is what I really wanted. I'm surprised that worked out. Get some renown and another cohort to fill in, which I'll definitely fill in the center one. Gets me some more discipline. And I think that's more or less all I can do. I could send the servant out to do some mining and foresting, but it's not going to actually get me any more resources. And I think with that, we're going to be having the pix attack here. 8 of them. So let's see how this goes here. We got right. Right. We're already maxed out on right. That's not good. Center. Right. Left. Left. Center. So one did get through. That's bad. So one got through, which means I also still get 3 Valor. No, 2 Valor. One got through, 2 Valor. Okay, make sure I actually mark that down this time. Okay, we'll get rid of the rival cards, get 2 new ones out, and we're just kind of on our way into the final year. Let's see what resources I'll be getting here. Cool, cool, not too bad. Then I have my 2 rival cards. Finally just get my last fate card, so it's either completed scout column or collected goods. I'm definitely not doing collected goods, so I'll go with scout column for sure, because I might have a chance of at least getting, whoops, 1 column complete, maybe. Finally, I just need to get the stuff from my board, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 resources. Also, I just realized I never got the resources or the extra stuff from this card, so an extra resource and citizen, and then I also get an extra citizen from my hotel. And we're on our way with year 6. So I think first things first, I got a lot of resources. I'll spend 2 on the baths. Year 6, and clear up one of my disdain. I don't think I'm gonna get rid of the other 2, mainly because I can only get rid of 1 more with the baths, and just getting rid of 1 disdain really doesn't help me. I guess it does give me less points, but at least with my quest card, it doesn't help me all that much. It's only a 2-point difference with the penalty at the end. So yeah, I'm gonna try to use those resources for other things. I'm gonna go ahead and use the courthouse to get another servant. I'm gonna send the 2 soldiers out on the wall guard. And that'll get me some discipline, which gets me a builder. And I think I'll go ahead and send at least 1 builder out on the fort to get me a civilian. I'm gonna retroact something I just did. So I send 2 soldiers out here. Instead, I'm gonna take one of the soldiers back and instead send out a builder on the training grounds. Still same effect, should have the same stuff, just losing a builder, taking a soldier. Yeah, because I think I need that soldier because I was gonna do some scouting. And so I'm going to spend 2 civilians down here on this track, get me a bit of renown and a soldier. And then I can use these 2 soldiers to do some scouting. So I cross off 2 scouting things over here and fill in 2 columns. So I get 2 resources and a servant. So I'm gonna spend these 2 civilians on this track and this track to complete those both and get a builder and a servant. Then I'm gonna spend both builders on the fort, get some discipline and a cohort to fill in. I guess I'll go with the right. Sure. Still have lots of servants. Yeah, I think I will use a forum with them to get something. I don't know what, though. I don't think I have many good options, if I'm being honest. I will spend 2 to get to civilian. Yeah, get a civilian, and I'll spend them on the patrician's track down here. And that will get me some renown, which gets me another civilian. And I'll spend that civilian on this patrician's track to get me some resources. Okay. I have a ton of resources. Let's see if I can do something with them. So I'm going to spend 2 on the Sippy to get me a civilian and a garrison. Civilian, not garrison, cohort. Which one do I want to fill in? I guess it really doesn't matter too much. It kind of does. I'll go right just to get me some valor, which gets me a soldier. And I will spend that soldier out on the wall guard to get another cohort. I'll fill in the center one this time. So I'll spend, I'm just trying to think of which one of these tracks I want to go up. I think the trader's track. So I'll spend 1 civilian to go up the trader's track, and then spend 2 resources to go build up the wall a little bit. Gets me a civilian back, which I'll go ahead and spend on the traders, which gets me a builder. The builder I'm just going to put onto the fort. Spend a resource to fill in this cohort. I'll fill in the left one. I'm surprisingly going to have like more resources I know what to do with. So yeah, the servants I'm just going to send to mine and forest. I'm going to boost up my resource production, which doesn't mean anything. Gives me another resource, which I don't think there's much I can do with. I mean, I can spend 2 to bribe some more people in the baths. Knocks out another disdain, which helps. And then I can spend at least 1 more on the wall to get a bit more renown. I think that's it. I don't think there's anything I could do with these resources or this servant. So final round for the picks to attack. So 10 picks are going to be attacking. I have, what's this, 4, 4, and 5 on my cohorts. So let's see how I hold up. We got right, left, right, center. Okay, this is looking pretty even. Right, I do have the most on right, so I could still take another hit there. Left, and at this point I think I'm safe. Right, yeah, because that's the one I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I survived. That's surprising. Cool. Then that means I get some Valor. I don't get disdain for once. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, we can start adding up the total at this point. So renown, I get 10. Piety, I got 6. Valor, I got 9. Discipline, 13. Path cards, probably gonna be rough. 7, 8, 9 points for that. And then disdain, I lost 1. So let's see what that leaves me at. 10 plus 6 plus 9 plus 13 plus 9 minus 1. Jeez. 46. What did I need? It was more than 46. It was 65. So not too good. Was a little bit off by like almost 20 points. I feel like there was at least once I forgot to grab resources from over here, and I might have messed up something else. It's been a little bit since I played this game, so kind of sucks that that was a loss, but it's the way it goes sometimes. But yeah, I'll have to just give this for another try. I'll upload, my next attempt. Hopefully it'll be a bit better. I'll try to get another couple rounds of play in between then and now, just so I can hopefully have a better shot at this next time I give it a go. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, a like would be greatly appreciated. I'll be back next time attempting this fort again, so subscribe if you want to catch that. And if you want to see some of my other recent videos, check out over there some of the linked videos.